Hello Leo, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, welcome to this video. I hope that you're all maintaining well. Oh, this card should not be here. Okay. So, you could be dealing with an air sign here, you could be dealing with a Libra. And also, so you're the person that you're dealing with romantically, your romantic interest. Someone could be kind of cold, maybe a little distant at this time. You specifically, Leos, if you're not a cross watcher, you might be struggling a little bit with communication or your thoughts. Like you could recently been having a lot of critical thoughts of yourself, of other people. We have Two of Cups here, so you could feel like the person that you're dealing with is a soulmate right now. I felt called to say something, although that's not the card I'm pulling. Oh. Okay, so you might feel like, you might feel like this is unrequited because we have the Ace of Cups reverse here, but since I saw the Two of Cups, I suspect that this person actually does have mutual feelings for you. Probably to the same extent that you have feelings for this person, yet you might feel that it is unrequited. It's either that or there is someone who has interest in you, who has feelings for you, but you would rather move towards something that is mutual because you might not care for this person as much as they care for you, or you might just not have the same feelings for them. But it looks like there's something that you're ready to move on from. Honestly, it looks like a lot of Leos, it looks like there is some kind of illumination on your thoughts, like your thought pattern in some way for you. Like, could have been that some old beliefs, some old thoughts just randomly came up, some old fears, and you started thinking about it a lot, and this drew light onto the situation and your perspective of it. And it might have been, it seems like it's thoughts that were kind of more immature, or beliefs that surrounded like beliefs that you don't hold anymore at this point. But this was kind of to just show you where you have evolved, is what I'm getting. It was kind of to just show you where you have evolved in terms of your mindset, in terms of your mindset, in terms of your mind frame. So once those old thoughts and beliefs came up, or like fears, you were able to see like, oh, I don't believe this anymore. You could have felt undeserving of love at some point, and you're like, I've really moved on from this. Like, I've really moved on from fear of perhaps receiving love. Like, you've grown a lot, is what I see. But it looks like you are the person that you're dealing with. And this could be also your romantic interest. I'm genuinely seeing that this is Leo's here. But this is what I see as your person. So it looks like this person right now, you might think it's unrequited because this person is being somewhat callous right now, is what it looks like, because in the past they were really burdened. Like, it seems like this person just came out of a time of feeling really weighed down, feeling really heavy. So at this point, they're trying to just maintain and protect their energy almost. Like, they don't really want to go out and talk to people a lot. I think this person is kind of in hermit mode, although we didn't get the hermit card. But it's like they don't really feel, at least at this point, that they have the strength to fully be there for people maybe the way that they used to be, or maybe the way that they want to be, because at this point they're just moving on from this heaviness that they were feeling in the past. And although they feel like they don't have the strength to like be, I guess, social right now, or like it could be that they don't want to travel, or they feel like traveling will be too much, or like they don't really want some kind of change. But it's something about just like they don't really feel like they can be there for other people right now. They don't feel like they have the strength. But since this is in reverse, like they don't feel like they have the strength, but they do have the strength to do this, to be there for people the way that they want to be. But it looks like it's just going to take some time for this person to kind of get into more of a lighthearted energy, just because they were, it looks like previously in the Ten of Wands energy. So like, it's just taking them some time to move on from that. But with the Chariot card here, it looks like this person is moving forward, understanding some immature thoughts. This could be two separate people, but could also be the same person. But yeah, someone has some strength here, and this definitely could be you because this is also your card. Someone has some strength here. Oh, okay, I have another interpretation of this. So they have some strength that they're not seeing. Like, they might be feeling a certain way about themselves, but it's not exactly the truth. And this is what this person is going to come to understand here, that they do have this strength, and that this way of thinking, it's like, it's not necessarily the truth about themselves. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. What was I going to say? Oh, you might not feel like the world or your current social sphere, the current social group that you're around, you might not feel like they see you for who you are, or they don't appreciate you for who you are in some sense. So it's like, it looks like for some Leos, you might feel like the public perception of you is different than who you actually are, which I'm sure everyone probably has varying perspectives of you, but this might be the kind of mindset, the kind of mind frame that is being illuminated to you right now, these kind of thoughts that you're having. Because I'm not sure that this is actually the case, but it looks like someone is just feeling this way, like the world doesn't appreciate them, or the world doesn't see them for who they are. So these are some new cards. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. My mom got me these, so thank you, Mom, if you're watching this. I appreciate it. This is my first time using these cards, so let's see. So we have companionship. I definitely see this as a common theme for Leos here. Like, you guys might be struggling a little bit with like finding the right companions, or feeling maybe like you lack companionship, or you're just struggling with like your people who are generally your companions, because you don't feel like they really see your strengths, or they don't appreciate your strengths, or they don't see like you. It's interesting. But yeah, I think once you realize, also I think this is something important to say, something that I read, so you have assertion as well. Okay. Something that I read said that it's something called like the glass mirror effect or something like this, to where you'll think that people can see everything that's going on with you and can see you just for who you are. Like, you don't really I think a lot of people won't really make an effort to show, I guess, the best side of themselves to people, which you don't have to always, but it's like, people don't necessarily, whatever you show people is what they're going to interpret of you, if that makes sense. So if you show them these things that aren't necessarily what you want to be showing them, then they're going to have a different perception of you than you feel like, then they won't have a perception of you that adds up with what you feel like is yourself, if that makes sense. So it's just important, like with your companions, to make sure that you're revealing your true self to them. Otherwise, they're going to see whatever it is that you're putting out, which it might not exactly line up. And this could be why you're feeling like, oh, these people don't really see me for who I am. And some people will just be like that anyways, and they won't understand you or whatever. But in some cases, you just have to be mindful of what you're presenting to other people, because they don't necessarily know what's going on with you. Say you're like frustrated or whatever one day and you're just rude, like someone will just interpret that as you being rude. They won't see that whatever was going on that made you frustrated or grumpy that day, if that makes sense. So this could be something that it's necessary for you to learn. We also have assertion here, so there might be someone who is going to assert something to you about some burden that they felt within your relationship. Either that, or you're going to feel like once you collect your thoughts about this situation, you might need to assert yourself to someone that is your companion. I love these cards. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, so you might be needing to assert yourself to your companions in some sense. If you feel like you're being overlooked or whatever, it's not necessarily, like I was saying, it might not actually, whatever your thoughts about this is, it might just be something that your mind has formulated about the situation. It might not necessarily be the truth, so it's necessary to kind of decipher and distinguish between what has actually happened and how you feel about the situation or how you're interpreting it. So you have heart-to-heart conversations. So this assertion might come in form of a heart-to-heart conversation, which is probably the best way that you can assert yourself, is just with honesty about how you're feeling or what you're thinking. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So yeah, if you're kind of going, this is especially important, like how I was saying, I think it's called the glass mirror effect. I could be wrong. It could be just called like glass effect or something. But with your partner, with this person, with your companions, if you're going through something, you don't always have to tell everyone like what you're going through, but if you're acting a certain way and someone is like, what's going on or whatever, just be honest about what's happening. We also have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So could have been someone from your past that really, it felt like this relationship, this dynamic or whatever was weighing a lot on your emotions. So it looks like you're kind of trying to move on from that. Maybe from something that didn't seem requited and you want to move towards something that does seem requited. So we have stay optimistic about your love life in reverse. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. This could be what's surfacing for you in your thoughts here. It could also be this person that you're dealing with. They felt so burdened in the past by their love life, by some kind of romantic situation, that at this point they're kind of being very closed off, is what it looks like, because they might be having a lot of negative thoughts about their love life or about romance in general because of some negative experiences that they've had. So we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So this is something that I think this person is pondering. Like, it's either that they want to give this relationship a chance, they want to give this situation a chance, they want to give love a chance, but it's like at this point they're not very optimistic about it. So part of them, it's kind of contradicting, but it looks like that's the way it goes. Part of them wants to give it a chance, but it's like this pessimism about their love life is blocking them from giving it a chance. So this is messages from your angels. We have Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well, cared for by God and the angels. You may have children with this person. You may want to have children with this person. This person may want to have children with you, but this is also just saying that your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for. Oh, okay, interesting. Someone may be really focused on marriage right now. This could be your person. We have Daniel, I am the angel of marriage, and I'm assisting you right now. Someone may assert, like in a heart-to-heart conversation, like, I'm looking for someone who I could have children and marry with. I could have children with and marry is what someone could say in a heart-to-heart conversation, or it's what they want to express. Because if you're in a situation where you feel like it's not moving forward or whatever, if you're with this person and this is what you want or this is what this person wants, this person might, honestly, I don't think they're ready for that right now just because of how pessimistic they are. That's not to say that they won't ever be ready, but someone really has to, it is being illuminated to them, these patterns of thought, but this person needs some time. That's what it looks like. So yeah, no, you can talk to Daniel if you're having some issues like within your marriage, if you're currently married or you're looking to get married, worried about your children. You can talk to Opal. That's Daniel for marriage and Opal for Children. So we have author. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make time to write it. Writing in reverse. So there could be something that's within you, some kind of creative idea, some kind of story, anything, and it's like you won't ever know what that is, and you won't ever know how a book that you would write would look, or a short story or whatever, until you write it. If you don't write it, you won't know. You can have thoughts and ideas, but it takes some writing to see what is inside you, because then you can look back and reflect on it, if that makes sense. So you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. You could be someone who writes in general. This person could be someone that writes in general as well. But it may be important for you to maybe journal today or this week. Write down some creative ideas about stories or whatever it is that you like writing about. And this could help you recognize, perhaps even if you just write like the current thoughts that are circulating in your head, it doesn't have to be like a full out story. But this will help you recognize your own thoughts. Oh, I have to get my things. One sec. So we have wisdom. I definitely see like you and this person are gaining a lot of wisdom. And I think writing will help you gain insight and wisdom about yourself. But yeah, there is some wisdom that is kind of bubbling within you. And it's about, I think it's mostly about belief structures, things like this. Companionship, perhaps. Because you definitely are a very wise person. You are, for sure. So, and that's not like something you can turn off. So you'll have this wisdom with you for your whole life, and you just have to pay attention to it. That's all. We also have intuition in reverse. So, could have been in this situation specifically or in general. It's really important that, okay, so when it comes to wisdom from outside sources, so if you're reading something that's some kind of wisdom that's supposed to illuminate you about life or whatever, you have to pay attention to, does this set of information, especially when it comes to like personal things or whatever, does it align with my intuition? Does this make sense to me? Like, do I feel this is true? Because you can't read everything and be like, yes, I agree, yes, I believe, because it'll all be contradicting at that point. So definitely when it comes to your wisdom, try to pay more attention to your inner wisdom, your intuition, things that you've learned, rather than outside wisdom can be very helpful, of course, but also pay attention to your inner wisdom and make sure that they align. So, okay, I'll get these first. Okay, this is Asking It Is Given. These cards are very old, so they're kind of hard to shuffle. Alright. My slightest improvement is of such great value. There is tremendous value when we are able to deliberately cause even the slightest improvement in the way you feel, for even in that small emotional improvement, you may have regained a measure of control. You no longer feel powerless. And so, your trek back up the emotional scale is now not only possible, but it is relatively easy. With this evolution that you're having in your thoughts, and recognizing where you have evolved, and where you can be more optimistic, this has more effects than you think it does on your long-term life, because you'll be able to do this. This isn't something you do once and you're like, oh, I learned my lesson and it's over. Unfortunately, no, you're going to have to keep going through all of these different cycles of re-understanding and relearning and things like this. Changing, like, your belief system. You're going to keep gaining wisdom, and this is going to expand your worldview continuously. But if you do this, if you decide, like, for 5 minutes I'm going to meditate, or for 5 minutes I'm just going to be here in the moment and grateful for the things around me, that becomes much easier to do as you continue to do that. So, When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. There is no condition so severe that you cannot reverse it by choosing different thoughts. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. If you continue to focus as you have been, to think as you have been, and to believe as you have been, then nothing in your experience will change. This is like exactly what I'm saying about this thought pattern, this way of thinking that is going to be illuminated to you about the situation, about yourself, about things in general. So yes, just practice some optimism, but not optimism to the point of you still have to accept your circumstances and things the way that they are, like not blind optimism. I would never promote that per se, but just like being optimistic about what you can be. Okay, one sec, Leos. Alright, this is messages from your person, the person that you're dealing with. Is it too late? This is what they wonder. Yeah, it seems like they're not very optimistic about this situation right now. You're beautiful. This person thinks you're very beautiful. So remember that. You're always beautiful. You're always beautiful forever. I love your energy. I think this person really admires and sees your wisdom that you have. I think so highly of you. So yeah, this person really, I want to have children with you. So now the children card makes sense. They want to have children with you. And this could be an ex of yours actually, because this is over here. You could have a heart-to-heart conversation with your ex and they'll say like, I really admire you, I really appreciate you, something like this. Could also be that you have children with an ex of yours for some people. But yeah, someone wants to have children with you for sure. And also we have the children card here. So someone's really thinking about this, someone's really pondering this. And remember that this person finds you to be very beautiful, very wise, and they think very highly of you. They love your energy, they love being around you, they love your advice, things like this. So thank you, Leos. That's all I have to say. I hope that this helped somehow. I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that you're safe and that your family is safe and healthy. And I hope that you have a good day or night.